UK hun. Today I'm going to recap the latest episode of Drag Race UK Season 7, Talent Ahoy. The Queens walk back into the workroom after Nyong Bella's elimination and Celexa says she's not ready to go home yet. The edits are starting off strong. Paige says she's hungry for a badge. She feels herself kicking into a new gear. And I'm going to discuss Paige's interesting storyline a bit later on. So it's a new week in the competition and Celexa remarks on the fact that there's not a clear frontrunner yet. And I can confirm by the end of this episode, there still isn't. Who do you think is winning this season? If I had to guess right now, I would say Al. At that moment, Rue enters the workroom and announces that the Queens will be starring in a drag-tacular talent show, the SS Tickety Boo. And I do think it's weird that they did a talent show in the middle of the season because normally it's at the start or at the end. I'm going to discuss this again when I talk about Bones. Chai says all eyes will be on her this week with her up and down track record. Aw, Chai. Celexa is worried that the judges won't understand her silly performance. But we know how much Rue loves silly. At that moment, Lavoie enters, the queen of cruises. Should have been a double crowning. She says she's the entertainment director of the SS Tickety Boo. She provides the queens with very valuable advice. I'm really glad they recognized that Lavoie is that bitch and they paid attention to what she was saying. It's a shame she didn't end up being an extra special guest judge this week. I guess she had a cruise to go on. So on the main stage this evening, we have RuPaul in a gorgeous bluey purple dress showing us all the way up to her Puswacha. We have Michelle Visage, Alan Carr, and extra special guest judge, Derry Girl, Jamie Lee O'Donnell. So it's time for the SS Tickety Boo and tinfoil hat time. First off, I think it was very intentional putting Al's number first. Putting Al making fun of original tracks made Bones' original track look weaker. It didn't help that I had no idea what Bones was saying. Lucky the bitch looks good. Secondly, as I was saying earlier, I think that the talent show not being put at the start was a hindrance to Bones. She probably thought it would be at the start, hence why she decided to show everyone she was the Queen of Soho. But by putting it in the middle of the season, she's already shown the judges that multiple times and they're tired of it. So I just feel like a lot of things were against Bones this week. The talents that stood out to me were Katrin. Her magic act was funny and well-paced. I would pay to see a show like that. I really enjoyed Tayrus's watermelon track. It was very catchy with a fun ending. And I thought Paige did really well despite what the judges said. And don't get me wrong, Celexa was good. It's just that the backing track did nothing for me. Category is having it large, oversized fashion, and I gave my top 2 to Select's Addiction. This is very fashionable, it met the brief, and it was gorgeous. Definitely her best runway yet. Katrin, Bonnie, and Sally are made safe, which means the rest represent the bottoms and tops of the week. First up, we have Chai. They like that she brought her culture to her burlesque number, but not removing the outfit was a cardinal sin. It really sucks, but I do think her bottom placement made sense this week. Not last week, but this week. At the very least, they enjoyed her runway. Tayrus is in the top for a fun performance. Michelle, however, clocks her for her makeup, saying her contour is too flat. Bones is in the bottom because they couldn't understand what she said. Her face also conveyed a sense of boredom. There was no joy to be found. Her runway was okay. It wasn't my favorite. Normally I'm top tooting her constantly, but not this time. Celexa is in the top for her ridiculous campy performance. They really saw her personality in the routine, and her runway was stunning. Alice told she gave a fun, energetic performance to open the show. She's told she is fun and beautiful, the whole package. The runway was definitely stunning. As I said earlier, I could see her winning this whole season. Page 3 is told she was a bit samey in her performance. They've seen the bodysuits before and they wanted to play with more silhouettes. The runway was cute though. Rue basically says she's watched a lot of audition reels at this point and it's a lot of the same. Part of the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent catchphrase is the uniqueness part. What can set you apart from everyone else? And honestly, for me, that person was Nyong Bella. She was that unique personality. I hope the judges recognize that when they eventually bring her back for an All-Stars or Reverse the World. Back in Untucked, Paige looks like she's ready to go to war. She's really mature, however. She wants the judges' critiques to help fuel her drag and make her better. Chai opens up about a fresh heartbreak that hasn't left her, affecting her mental state in the competition. Back on the main stage, Celexa wins the Maxi Challenge, from the bottom to the top. If I'm looking at both performance and runway, sure, this makes sense. I also think Katrin could have been in the top, and even Al could have snagged the win this week. Paige is made safe, leaving Chai and Bones in the bottom too. They perform to Spectrum by Florence and the Machine, and Bones ate that performance up. It's just her presence. Like, Chai did really well, but I couldn't tear my eyes off Bones. Sadly, we say goodbye to Chai. I am sad, but I do think it was her time, especially if she has some things she needs to work on outside of the show related to her mental health. So, my friends, what did you think of this week's episode? Next is a rusical. Could this be Paige's time to shine? One of my friends said that Paige is sort of getting a Jan edit. It's like they're trying to break her by getting her close to a win but not giving it to her. They're trying to humble her, etc. However, Paige is a lot more mature than some of the other queens they've done this to in the past. She doesn't get upset, she just takes it on board. I guess they aren't getting the dramatic reaction they're hoping for from her. And I do think that the judges wanting some different silhouettes from Paige is a bit unfair. Her hometown look and pink carpet look in the first episode were completely different to each other, and praised. Pre-season, I thought she would be pushed by production to the end, but it's evident that they're trying to do something here, and I don't think it's working in their favor. What do you guys think? Guys, this episode wasn't as bad as the others have been. I don't think it was too egregious or rigged. But as always, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you very soon for another video.